Welcome back to the shipyard. Today we are talking about Fina Prime, the VIDIAN ship from Wave 10 way back in December of 2014. It wasn't much when it first came out, but there's still some interesting things in this pack. Now this was a special request from Patreon supporter Cody. A little bit of a challenge, but Cody, this one's for you. So, Fina Prime. 3253, 26 points, gives you an evade, target lock, scan, battle station, great action bar there. 2 crew, 2 weapon, no tech. That's where it's going to hurt a little bit. For an action, target a ship at range 1 and force that ship to discard one of its active shield tokens. Place an auxiliary power token beside your ship. Reasonable action. Range 1 doesn't have to be forward firing arc, and that's kind of an advantage. You can target a ship that's behind you, alongside of you, and help soften it up for another one of your ships to attack it. That allows Fina Prime to be a bit of a support ship. Now, at 26 points, that's a bit expensive for a support ship, but it can play into that role, and some of the cards in this pack help make it more of that. Ship does have a 90 forward firing arc, no rear arc, and the maneuver dial is okay. 2 white hard turns, 3 red turns, and a 3 come about. Maxes out at a 4 straight. It's not great, but it's a decent maneuver dial. Those 2 white turns will help you out. At least you have some options to get in arc. The generic ship loses that shield, of course, loses a crew slot and the named ability, saves you 2 points. At that point, because of the crew and the shield, I think that it's worth the 2 points. And that named ability, while you're probably not going to use it all the time, I would run Fina Prime more than the generic VIDIAN battle cruiser. That's a personal thing, but that's where I'm at. Our captain is VIDIAN Commander, skill 7, 1 elite talent slot for 4 points. You may add 1 extra attack die when you initiate an attack with the GRAPPLER or hypothermic charge weapon upgrades, or when performing the action listed on the VIDIAN boarding party crew upgrade. Okay, now those are all upgrades that come in this pack, so he's very much VIDIAN help. How good is he? Well, that depends on if you're going to use these upgrades. Personally, I'm not in love with any of these cards, but from a mission standpoint, if you're going to go there, he's the captain you want, because you might as well get that extra attack die. Alright, upgrades for this pack. We've got an elite talent, Decisive Orders. When attacking a ship that has no active shields during the modify attack die step, you may discard this card to choose up to 2 of your attack dice and re-roll them, even if the chosen dice have already been re-rolled. Pretty good talent here. Works well in conjunction with the named ability of this ship, and works well with ships that don't have any shields to start with. NX Enterprise, Bajoran Interceptors, cloaked ships of any kind. Those don't have active shields. So Decisive Orders isn't an amazing talent. It's not one that jumps off the page and makes you go, oh, I gotta take it. But rerolling 2 dice, when you're already getting to reroll, target lock. Just target lock. You're good to go. You've got better quality. Yes. I know the Romulan Tactical Officer does it better, does it consistently. But this is independent, and it's going to help you out. So, Decisive Orders is there. Mission playable. We get 4 crew. First one up, Dinara Pell. Action. Target a ship at range 1. Discard this card and 1 crew upgrade of your choice on the target ship. If you are grappling the target ship, disable this card instead of discarding it when performing this action. This ability may be used against a ship that is cloaked. Okay, 1 point for an action discard. Love it. I know it's only range 1, but Dinara Pell is a great discard because she doesn't care about active shields, she doesn't care about cloaking, she works through both of those. Just done. What more do you want? Great card. I've used her in a couple of tournaments, and she is solid. Range 1 happens a lot. Solid card. Dareth, also a 1-point card. If one of your crew upgrades, including this one, is affected by an enemy ship, you may disable one upgrade of your choice on that enemy ship. So their effect still goes through, you just get the last laugh. And that's kind of nice. If you want to combine him with some other upgrades that affect things, like we won't go back, or things of that like, you can do that. There's a Klingon crew member, I think it's Clegg, that lets you roll for things affecting you, and then if you roll correctly, then they don't. Vic Fontaine does the same thing, and that's independent even. So, you combine it, and then there's an effect, but then there's not, and then you kind of get the best of both worlds. So that would work out. SULAN is another crew for 3 points. Action, target a ship at range 1, discard this card and 1 crew upgrade of your choice on the target ship. If you are grappling the target ship, you may also disable up to 2 other crew upgrades on the target ship. So, SULAN is better than Dinarapel if you're taking Grappler. If you're not, then they're the same card, and you always want Dinarapel. Keep that in mind. And if you're taking Grappler, you might as well take them both, because that's just cool. Alright, our last crew, and then we'll get to Grappler. But our last crew, VIDIAN boarding party. Action. If your ship is not cloaked, disable all of your remaining shields and target a ship at range 1 that is not cloaked, has no active shields. Discard this card and roll 4 attack dice. For each hit or crit, the target ship must discard 1 crew upgrade of your choice. If you are grappling the target ship, you may perform this action as a free action. Okay, I'm sensing a theme in this pack. Grappling a ship is good. Well, that's what they want you to think. We'll see if it's good. I like VIDIAN boarding party. Discarding crew has become much more important. Much more important these days. So many people rely on their crew combos. Shelby, Sulu, Paris, Spock. That's just Federation stuff. Phlox, Beverly, Romulan security officers, Romulan tactical officers, Romulan helmsman, Romulan pilot. The list goes on. If you can mess up their crew, you mess up their ship, and you can probably beat them. So here's a card. Granted, they have to have no active shields. There's ways to get around that. Projected stasis field, amongst others. But VIDIAN boarding party could do it. Alright, our weapons. Grappler. 3 attack dice, range 1 only. Attack. Disable this card. This attack damages the target ship as normal. In addition, if you inflict at least 1 damage to the target ship's hull, place a red grapple token beside that ship and the corresponding blue grapple token beside your ship. Alright, so what does the grapple token do? Each ship capable of having the grappler action can only have 1. When a ship has a red grapple token assigned to it, that ship follows the special rules. When attacking, they roll 1 less attack die. When defending, they roll 1 less defense die. During the planning phase, they cannot select a maneuver with a speed greater than 2. And at the end of the activation phase, if they're no longer within range 1, they remove the corresponding red and blue grapple tokens. During the combat phase, a grappled ship may forego its attack and roll a number of attack dice equal to its primary weapon value. If that ship rolls at least 2 hit or crit results, then the grapple tokens go away, but there's no way to modify that roll. So, grappling is really good if your ship has a high captain skill. And VIDIAN Commander at skill 7 is pretty good. It's not amazing, but it's good enough. And I think that would make it work. You'd be able to do a lot of good stuff with that. Now, it is 4 points, and that's going to hurt you, but it would be kind of fun to run around with a grappler and make people roll less dice, and they're not expecting it at all, and then you just discard their crew, and then you've got another ship to come in and clean up the mess when their ships are just hurting. So, 3 attack dice on the Fina Prime, that's what hurts it a bit. Alright, last card in this pack. Hypothermic Charge. 3 attack dice, range 1 to 2. Attack, disable the card. All damage inflicted by this attack ignores shields. If the opposing ship has no active shields, you may choose any number of your attack dice and re-roll them. And this ship can only go on a VIDIAN ship. Downside here, 5-point card. Otherwise, it's a pretty good ability. I like 3 dice that ignore shields at range 1 to 2. I'd prefer 4 dice. That's what VIDIAN Commander's for. 5 dice if you go to Natra or something like that on a friendly ship. It's there. What we have in this pack is a very cohesive mission ship. Take it out for fun, put it together, run it as a whole, add in some things from other packs. Put Sakona on this. You don't have Sakona, make a proxy of her. That discounts your weapons. That's going to help. Figure out a way to get a tech slot on here. Add in monotanium armor plating from the Alpha Hunter. Take some of the stuff from the Alpha Hunter pack. That'll help too. Maybe even use stalking mode as a talent. That would be fun. Those are things that can help Fina Prime work better. What you're going to want as a secondary ship is something that has 360 fire. So Voyager, Regent's flagship, or, as much as it pains me, Borg. But you don't have to go there. Regent's flagship would actually work really, really well here. Klingons could also work quite nicely if you take a ship with projected stasis field. And then you knock the shields down, and then half of these abilities work better, especially the VIDIAN boarding party. I don't think you have to throw everything on this pack at a ship. I think that it can be a little bit here, a little bit there, and you get something that's very interesting. Dinara Pell is the standout card from this expansion. She works really, really well. And that says something. She's a 1-point card that, at first glance, you're kind of like, yeah, maybe. But do I have to? No. But then you're like, no, there really is something there. So that's that. The ship is fun. If you bought it and you're trying to figure out what to do with it, pit this 1-on-1 against Voyager and only use stuff from the pack that it came with. And set a point limit, make it 50 points, 45 points, something like that. Figure it out and have fun with it. And play on like a 2x2 map or a 3x2 map or something like that. And just see where that gets you. Have fun with it, figure out a mission, but make it thematic, or, pit this against Kazon or something. I don't know. Just try it out and see where you get. But I think that this is a ship that's been overlooked, and I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it get overlooked. The Fina Prime deserves a little bit more love than it's been getting. Is it a stellar pack? No. But it's by no means the absolute worst pack that's ever been made. So, have fun with it again. And yeah, thank you again to Cody for suggesting the ship and for supporting the Shipyard and Warp Core Breach on Patreon. If you guys would like to support us, there's links here. But it's patreon.com/STAW Shipyard. That's STA Shipyard. And thank you guys so much. And until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.